welcome to another video. It's been ages since I last went on camera and recorded anything, to be fair. I've just been so busy and I've tried to steady the amount of decks that I've been collecting and buying, although that's sort of sped up a bit this month, so you'll probably see more videos in the next few days or weeks. But I'm here today to share a book with you. I wrote the review for this book quite some time ago. This is produced by Liminal 11, who also produce the likes of The Modern Witch, The Lunasol Tarot, Cosmic Slumber, Mystical Medleys, all that kind of thing. But this book here is by Stephen Bright. He's well known for the likes of his Spirit Within Tarot, The Rainbow Kipper, along with numerous other decks and publications. So the Oracle Creator is a modern guide for those of us who are wanting to create our own Oracle decks or Tarot decks. Believe me, I aspire to do just that one day, but right now I just do not have the time. So Liminal 11 obviously are the publishers of this book, and their decks, as you can see, feature right throughout, including the front cover. It's a lovely hardback book. And it's got a beautiful ribbon on the inside that you can keep your place with. Oh, I'm knocking everything over. So you can keep your place with the ribbon. Now let's just see. I'll show you the contents page. So you can see here, it says about there's an introduction. It tells you how to consider an oracle in terms of the first steps, like looking at the history of oracles and the history of divination. Is an oracle only built with cards? Well, it gives us some clues as to other materials we might use. How to plan an oracle, like if you need a theme, the components of cards, how many cards you need, the structures, the systems, the characters, the sections, the suits, and how to do all that kind of thing that, you know, we look at tarot decks and we look at oracle decks and we think, these are lovely, how would we make our own? Well, this gives you a really good idea. How to create a narrative in a deck. It gives you some ideas about card meanings and titles and colour meanings and symbolic approaches. And then it talks about things like your license-free photography and how to actually get away with making an oracle safely in terms of copyright, artwork, and it goes on. So it tells you about how to structure things, how to do digital illustrations, how to get published, mass marketing, independent publishing, self-publishing, all that kind of thing, and a conclusion. So it's really well thought out. So I'm just going to have a quick flick through this for you so you can see. The pictures are lovely. So here's the introduction. And it tells you about considering an oracle. And it tells you about the very first oracles and the history of it. So you can see the White Newmans featured there. And obviously we've got the Modern Witch featured here. So the Liminal, and it tells you also what pictures are featured. So you can find out, if you see a deck in here that you haven't got that you like, you can always find out what it is. Why people create oracles. So, and these pictures are from the Seed and Sickle Oracle. It's just beautiful. All of these are like liminal oracles, but there are some that are featured in here that aren't liminal. As you can see, the artwork in this book's phenomenal. So it gives you lots and lots of information. Is an oracle only built with cards? Well, it tells you all about other things like junk oracles, planning oracles. So again, it gives you another contents page for this section. I love that each section's like divided up so you can find things really easily. How to get started, and it gives you things about symbols here, and then it's got a section for you to write your own thoughts, so you can actually use this book as well as a guide. You can use it as like a record of how you're getting on with things. Oh, I'm just knocking my camera out of place. It says about themes, and again you've got space to write. So I love that all the liminal cards are featured throughout here, and this is the Lunasol. And then you've got areas to do your own designs. It tells you about structures and systems. It tells you about character cards, so you can see here that the Cosmic Slumber's featured on the left. You'll see some of these decks in my reviews on my videos on this channel. And again, exercises that you can do. It goes on to the sections and the suits. How to basically section up your oracle deck, because everyone might do things differently. As you know, every deck is different. It discusses Lenormand. It looks at card meanings and symbols here. And then we have other pictures from other decks. And as I said, it gives you a guide to that picture. And then again, more space to write. Gives you another content for designing your oracle, how to convey meaning. So you've got here the mystical medleys, and you've also got the White Newman there featured. No, sorry, the New Chapter Tarot. And then it looks at colours and the meaning of colours, which is really interesting because colour means so many different things depending on your culture and your society and where you're from in the world. So it's got the symbols there again for your different things that you might want to add into your cards. Oh, loads of information here. And again, more space for you to draw. You can see there Stephen's Spirit Within Tarot. And that's also on a video somewhere if you want to have a look at it. And a guide for how, I haven't written this, this is his work here, like how you might brainstorm or how you might mind map these kind of things. And then we've got methods of oracle creation, so how you might create your oracle. And then you've got some like interviews with other oracle creators and tarot deck creators there. Caitlin Matthews. As you can see, loads and loads and loads of information. It tells you here about license-free photography and how to do things like that. So not all the decks featured a liminal. How to use original artwork, and again you've got more space to plan. It's just such a lovely book. How to do your photography and more interviews. So you can see not all these decks that are featured are liminal, so it's not just a fully liminal based book, but it's quite heavy on Liminal 11, and I do like that because they are one of my favourite publishers of tarot and oracle decks. So I'm just flicking through here. So again, another interview. So this is an interview with the creator of the Tarot of Enchanted Dreams. Can't even get my words out this morning. An interview with Deborah Koff-Chapin, the creator of Soul Cards. I've also featured them on this channel if you want to look at those. And then it gives you some ideas about companion books and different things that you can put with your decks. So like if you wanted to create a book as a guide, how to structure guides, a digital book perhaps, how to publish your oracle. So it talks about things like self-publishing and mass marketing, how to contact people. It's got an interview there with the director of communications at US Games. They're a massive producer of tarot. Another interview there with the creator of the Enchanted Love Tarot. There's just loads of information and guides like independent publishing, Liminal 11, obviously, Darren Schill, who's the co-founder of Liminal 11 and the creator of the Lunar Soul. And then it talks about self-publishing, and it goes on, about the different publishing techniques. And then it goes back to how you might want to create a Kickstarter, how you want to wait for the green light to go live, all the different things you might want to do. More interviews. And it just gives you a really good idea, like your social media kind of things like Twitter and Facebook, how to publish yourself and how to promote yourself, and then a conclusion and some image credits and an author's note. So it's just a really, really good guide for anyone out there that is fancying creating their own oracle, their own tarot deck. I would love to. I just don't have the time at the present, but one day maybe. So this book's available via Liminal 11. I think you can also get it on Amazon. It's really worth a look, and it's definitely worth its price. It is only $12.99 in the UK, or about $16.99 in the US. So it's definitely a good priced, well worth getting book. Well, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry it's been a while. I hope you found this video informative and useful. Take care.